mean, the gutters can't even handle it.
O'Reilly? I think you might need to clean up a little bit before you get started today.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Wiping Body Filler on the 58. So yeah, we're gonna get started this morning. I'm Brian and this is
Cindy.
And like I said, we wiped this quarter panel and got it all, I think, pretty straight. I got a buddy of mine, he comes down here, he always double checks behind me. He's got this hand, you know, it rubs his car and he can feel every little thing. But I'm pretty good at it, but he's excellent at it. But I'll let him do a once over on it before we actually spray the primer. But I think I got it pretty good. But yeah, we're gonna work on the doors and maybe that front fender and try to get this driver's side done. Then we'll flip the car around and do the other side. But before we get started, I want to thank everybody for watching and subscribing and hitting the like button and all the comments y'all give. I try to answer all the comments back, and if I've missed anybody, I apologize for that. And it's you know, we've been sanding and
I think you might need to clean up a tad.
yeah, she gets on to me for I sand all of this body filter off and it gets all in the floor, and then I track it in the house, and she don't like that. She has to mop and clean up behind me. So I feel her pain. Anyway, we'll get it all cleaned up, and then we'll sand it and put some more back in the floor.
That's right.
So anyway, let's dive into this 58. That's the thing about this body work, it makes a mess in the shop. Hey everybody, I want to talk about this 58 for a little bit. I get a lot of people, a lot of friends of mine come by here and they say, well, hey, why don't you turn this into an Impala, and why don't you do this and why don't you do that? And a lot of people don't understand, and I want to point some of this stuff out today. You know, in 58, it was the first year of the completely changed body style. They changed the body, the frame. It was the first year they went to the X-frame. And you know, the Super Sport came out in 1961. So before 1961, it was not a Super Sport. So the 58 came out with the Impala, which was the sport luxury model, which I consider to be like the Super Sport model. But it was more than just the motor and the transmission and the high performance stuff and the luxury package. And a lot of people don't understand that. There was this car right here and the Impala are two totally different cars. They don't even they look alike. If you just see them going down the road, you think, man, it's the same car. But it is not the same car. And I'm going to point out all the things that they did to the Impala that they did not do to the Del Rey, the Biscayne, and the Bel Air. So let's go over that today. The first thing they did to the Impala was they took this roof right here. See where it cuts off here? They cut that roof about right in here, and they slid this up to about right here. So the roof line is probably 6 inches shorter on an Impala than it is the Del Rey, the Biscayne, and the Bel Air. Now the bottom portion is the same, except in this area right here, where we've been working this body filler. They had 3 indentions in the body with an emblem. It was non-functional, it didn't do anything, but it gave it a sporty look to the car. That was another feature they did different. On the back end, I have 2 taillights. The Impala has a 3rd taillight, which is not here, it is actually here. So they took this roll right here and sharply pulled it way over here. about 4 inches more at an angle, which gave it a lot more V look in the back, which changed the trunk lid. So the trunk lid is more of a V shape in the back, and because they slid that roof up so far, when they slid it up, it dropped this back. So it slanted the roof down more because they pulled this all the way up to here. So now you got a 6-inch shorter roof, and it slants down more, which changed the back glass. Also, on your deck lid, it had to come up to 6 more inches longer than this car here. So now you have the quarter panels are different, the roof line is different, and the back glass is different, and the 2 side glasses are different. Now, on top of that, on the roof, they raised this roof up about I would say a 1/4 inch, and then they put a vent right center of the roof. So this car and the Impala are really completely 2 different cars. Now, I'm pretty much sure from here up, they're the same car. But from the windshield back, these cars, nothing will interchange because of the changes that they made to make that sport luxury model for the Impala. And then they put the tri-power in it and all the motor upgrades and everything else they did, and the suspension. It's just, but I will put some pictures on here and let you see the difference between the top of the line Bel Air versus the Impala. But this body here, the Bel Air and the Biscayne, are all the same car. But the Impala is a total different car. It doesn't even, like I said, nothing on this car will interchange. Maybe the windshield will interchange and the 2 front fenders and hood, but that's about it. Anyway, I just thought I would throw that out there because, I'm getting a lot of people saying, hey, you ought to turn that into an Impala, but it's, I'm not saying you couldn't do it, but it would be a major undertaking. You'd have to cut the roof, slide the roof up, change the back glass, change the quarter panels, find the trunk lid. I mean, it would probably, to me, would be easier to just go find an Impala and just start with an old Impala and redo it. So anyway, I just thought I'd point all that because a lot of people don't understand. They think that, it's just they got 3 taillights in them on each side versus this one too, but you can't, there's no way to put a 3rd taillight in here. I mean, you can't put it out here, and you can't put it in here. So you'd have to change the whole back end of the car. Then when you change the whole back of the end of the car, then you got to change the trunk lid and the back window and the roof, and you just get into a major modification that I don't think is worth it versus time and money versus just finding you an Impala somewhere. Anyway, I just thought I'd put that on here, and like I said, I'll put some photos of the differences of these 2 cars on there and let everybody see what they are. All right, now we're going to talk about the Del Rey, the Biscayne, and the Bel Air. The body, the sheet metal part, and that's what we're talking about today, is the outside of the cars. I know there's a lot of stuff different on the trim levels on the inside, but I'm not really getting into that today. We're just talking about the outside bodies of the car and the trim levels on the outside. The Biscayne, the Del Rey, and the Bel Air. That's what we're talking about. All right, the Del Rey, which was the bottom of the line for that year, which was economy level model vehicle. It did have body side molding on it. It had one piece that went right down through here, wrapped around the back, and it came back up through here, still one piece, looped up, and then that one piece continued down all the way down the side of the car. The Biscayne, which was the second level, higher up, had a second. All of this was the same, but when it got here, it split into two pieces of stainless trim that went all the way to the front of the car. The Bel Air had this piece here was the same. Down here, it was one solid big piece at the back. Then it went into two pieces, and then one solid piece, pretty much the same side trim as the Impala had, and then it had an extra piece that came down here. That was the difference on the trim level on those three cars. And like I said, I know that there's probably more differences out there than I know about. These are just the ones that I know about. And, you know, that's the reason I started this channel, so, you know, I could share the information that I know or that I think I know. And, you know, y'all could comment and let me know if I'm correct, incorrect, or maybe add to, and maybe we could all learn together about these older model cars from the, you know, the 50s, 60s, and 70s, and we could learn together. That's the reason I started this channel. But I wanted to give that information out there, what I did know the differences of these cars, because I do get so many questions about it. And they do appear to look very, very similar, but the Impala is truly a one-off vehicle. So, and they only made, you know, like this body style here, there were three of them. They were, like I said, the Del Rey, the Biscayne, and the Bel Air. But the Impala is one. It's just the Impala sport luxury model. That's it. And it was a sport hardtop car, and that's the only way. You couldn't get it in a Post. You couldn't get it. You could get it in a convertible or a hardtop. That was it. Some of the other differences down here, back here at the back, they had, you know, you could get rings right here. Like 3 or 4 rings. I think it was 4 rings. 1, 2, 3, 4 that were down here. They was not on the Del Rey. They was not on the Biscayne, but they were on the Bel Air and the Impala. Up here at the front, these indentions right here. They had chrome pieces that would go in here, that they did have them on the Impala and the Bel Air. And I think you could get it as an option on the Biscayne. I'm not sure about the Del Rey. And then up here on the top, they had like these, they're not hood ornaments because they're not on the hood. I guess you'd call them fender ornaments. But you could get these little fins that came up here and came all the way back as a slant on each fender as an accent. And those came, I think, standard on the Bel Air and the Impala. I think it was an option on the Biscayne. So anyway, that's kind of all the things that I know about. And of course, there's stainless steel packages that came around the windows and right in here. I know the Bel Air had them and the Impala had them. I think you could get it you can get it pretty much anything as an option on the on any of this stuff, but you had to, you know, pay extra for it and actually ask for it. But if you just went out and bought one of these off the lot as a Del Rey, it did not come with any of the stuff. You had to ask for it. And I'm not sure if you could get it or not. You know, we didn't live in the 50s, so I don't know. But I think you could get it as an option on the Biscayne for sure. So anyway, just thought I'd share some of this with you. All right, I went ahead and started on this door, and I wanted to wipe the obvious spots where it was, you could obviously see. But now I just take and rub my hand. You can see there's a dent here, one here, a spot there. Right here, right here, here, here. All that across the top feels pretty good. One here, here. You just kind of rub your hand across here, and anything you feel. I'm about to knock that down. Knock this one down. That's for sure. So now, any high places I feel, I'll just kind of tap those in. Right here, definitely. That's kind of got it. Now we'll get this ready to wipe. All right, now since I've been, that light shining right in my eyes, since I've been sanding on this thing, got a little lacquer thinner on this rag. I'm just gonna wipe this door down so you can get all that dust off of it. We'll take this body filler and we'll start down here at the bottom. Wipe all of these spots. Like I said, there's no wrong way to wipe this on here as long as you apply pressure on it. Make sure you get a good bond. Wipe. I try to get it as smooth as possible just to make it easier on sanding. Now, if you don't get it even, it really doesn't matter because you're going to sand 99% of this off anyway. All right, that's cured for about 20 minutes. We're gonna knock over it with this 40 grit, knock the rough off, and then we'll hit it back with that 80. We ran over with 40 first, now we're going to go ahead and run over it with this 80. Alright, that feels pretty good. I got another little spot there, I got a low spot there. Low spot there. All of this feels pretty good. That area. A little spot there. All right, we'll get that glazing putty and we'll wipe that. Well, you want to mix this up, kind of mash it in. That's kind of what you want right there, all one color. This glazing putty is a little bit thinner than that body filler. So it's kind of runs when you put it on there. All right, we'll take this 80 grit paper and go ahead and sand this down. to get all this excess body filler out of these cracks. Why it's not really all that hard. What we got going on here, girl?
Supper time.
Woo!
Chicken and rice and mac and cheese.
Get what that girl done brought me. Chicken and rice and mac and cheese. I hear you. Man, that was some outstanding food Cindy brought me out here. You don't know how good it was. Of course, I hadn't eaten anything pretty much all day, but you know, back to this car. This door on this thing is beat to pieces. I don't know if somebody parked in the same spot every day and at work, and somebody hate them and they open the door. But it's got all kind of door. It is a solid door. It's just, you know, and all the gaps are good on it. It's never been hit really hard, but it's got a lot of little door dings in it. And, you know, I'm sure I'll have to wipe it a couple of more times to get all of those out. Because we want this thing straight as an arrow when you look down the side of it. We don't want to see all of that waviness and door dings. And it gives the appearance that there's something more going on than there really is. But I tell you, I've restored a lot of cars, and this is a really solid car. You know, no more rust than we've had to cut out of it. It's kind of amazing considering this is 1958, before I was even born, and I'm 64 years old, so that kind of tells you something. And, you know, I can't rust, but I got everything else going wrong with me. So, but anyway, we'll get back on this thing, and like I said, I want to thank everybody again for subscribing and supporting the channel. It's amazing, you know, all the comments that I keep getting, and I try to respond to everybody. And I've met a lot of nice people out here, and that love this kind of stuff that I love. It's just a passion that I've got. Like I said, I've been doing this since I was 14 years old, and you know, the first two cars I ever bought in my life is I was really young, and I don't know, it was in 77 maybe. I was probably about 14. I bought a 53 Chevrolet Bel Air two-door hardtop and a 54 Chevrolet Bel Air two-door hardtop. Both of those cars, I bought both of them for like $400. They just wasn't worth anything at that time. And I bought those cars, and they was nice. They wasn't, I drove them, and it's just amazing. But, you know, I fell in love with the cars back then, and I've just always stuck with it, and all my life. But this has been a passion of mine. I probably will do it until I can't do it anymore. So anyway, let's dive back into this thing. Anyway, you can see there what I'm talking about. All of these little dark spots you see. I think some of this stuff, when I put that heavy primer on there, you know, when I block the whole car down, I think a lot of that will come out. But I've got pretty much most of the big stuff, the big dents. I still feel something right there. I may have to do something right in there. But the rest of it down through here feels pretty good. And it feels good white rubbing it long ways. It's just, like I said, you can see there, it's just, like I said, somebody is just didn't care how many times they do it. And you can see like on the fender, it's not that way. It's just the door. You know, and I didn't pay any attention. I don't know if the other side is that way or not. Walk around there and check that out and see if it's that way. But, like I said, look up in there. This car is just, it's just all the original panels on it. It's got a few, but it ain't like that driver's door. That driver's door has just got all kind of dings in it. It's not near as bad on this. So, anyway, we'll wipe it again. I guess y'all can hear that. All of a sudden, man, the bottom fell out of it. It's a monsoon out there. I mean, the gutters can't even handle it. Now that rain's over with, I'm gonna get up in here where this curl is. I might put some body filler in there and get this marked out here.
Hey.
What's going on?
I'm glad the rain's gone. That was crazy.
I telling them, man, it was a monsoon
It
out
was.
there. It
It
was
was
like, I
crazy.
just gonna be a muddy mess. I'm glad that rain is over with.
I know you're in the middle of this,
Yeah.
but could we take this down and put my car up and do the brakes? You know, you bought the brake pads.
Oh, that's a Toyota.
Yeah, but it'll
Bring
be
a
okay.
Toyota in my shop?
It'll be okay.
Yeah, I guess we could
But
do
it's
that.
my Toyota.
Yeah, I know
so.
it. You gonna put them on?
Yeah, I'm
All right.
looking. Yeah.
All right. Well, we're gonna take this down and put her car up, knock these brakes out right quick.
Hey, Brian, can you get the tire off?
Yeah.
Thank you.
That is kind of heavy.
Yeah, I know I can't do that. Okay, you gotta take these top 2 screws out, bolts, to get the caliper off. Okay, there's one, and then there's one at the bottom also. Okay,
There you go, baby.
all right. That's pretty heavy.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's 2 little clips holding these in. We've got to take them out. Okay? Okay, so these don't look that bad. Maybe it's the back ones. Let's check on the back. These look. Let's check the back ones. These look pretty good.
me
don't
look
you
at 'em.
think?
No, them don't look bad.
That's what I
I
thought.
think we're good to
so-
go.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's check the back.
How's it going, girl?
It's okay. I hope this is the bad one. Okay, so I'm headed back down here to O'Reilly because Brian got the wrong brakes. We thought it was the front ones, but it's the back ones. So I got to exchange them. And it looks like it's going to come a storm like crazy. I thought it was gone and the sun was out, but now the skies are dark again. These clouds are crazy. This weather, I just don't know. I am so ready for spring. 5:30 on a Friday night. Traffic everywhere, but nobody's at O'Reilly. Yes. We made it. Let's go see what's gonna take place.
Go.
Got him. Okay, so it's going to show you the difference. This is the thickness of the old one, and this is the thickness of the new one. Huge difference. Okay, these are the locks. You want to set this in the bottom and kind of get it started. Okay, and just push it in. There we go. All the way over. Got it. Part is getting the cylinder to go back in. So you squeeze on this and you see it's in now. Okay, so you want to push it in until it's flush right here. After you see that it's flush, you're just going to place it back to where it came from. Place your bolts back in. One on the top And there's one on the bottom.
Trying to hold this camera for you, girl.
Okay, then you take your wrench, tighten it up. Okay, I always let Brian check the tightness because I'm not as strong as he is.
What you got, girl? Let me check this thing out.
Yeah.
You want to make sure these things are really, really tight because your life depends on it. That looks good.
I do good?
Yeah, do
Okay.
good. Set that tire back on there and get the other side.
Well, you got to do the tire.
Yeah. Man, what about Cindy on this brake job? Anyway, that's going to do it for this episode. You know, she had to break into. I would have got further along on this 58, but she had to get them brakes done. So
That's
anyway,
important, though.
It is. I should have had that done. I'm sorry. But anyway, I fooled around and bought the front brake pads because I thought that's what was scrubbing, but apparently it wasn't. It was the back. And but anyway, she took them down there and got them swapped out, and she swapped them brakes around like nobody's business. But anyway, I want to thank everybody for watching, especially until the end. Have anybody new, I want to appreciate you for coming on, and maybe you'll hit the subscribe button and the like button. And until next time, y'all be careful out there, would you?